I would like to ask each and every one of you, what do you think is big data? Do you think this note that this child is holding in his right hand, do you think that is big data? It's probably not big data, right? Is it big data? It's not. Is this big data? This one? Somewhat, right? Certainly bigger. I don't know if it's big or not. Exactly, exactly. So that was the purpose of showing this picture. It actually depends. Big data is something which depends on the computing ability of the system that you have at your disposal. So maybe the picture on the very left of the screen, maybe that was big data in 1960, but it's not big data anymore. So and these are the basic characteristics of big data. It actually has 3 plus 2 V's. Volume, as Mr. Bhanot was saying a little earlier, that in 60 seconds, X million terabytes are being generated. So that means there's a large copious amount of data that is generated every second. 60 seconds gives you an idea of the velocity of the data that is being generated. It's very fast. The variety of data, once again, we've dwelled on this as well. Data comes to us in many formats. It comes in pictures, it comes in graphs, it comes in video files, audio files, text data. You name it, you have it. And of course, the value and veracity as well. Veracity here means the accuracy of the data. As Prakalpa was saying earlier, that one of the biggest issues facing data collection is actually the data entry issues that crop up. And because now, as almost everyone has access to internet, almost everyone has access to Facebook, almost everyone is actually a data entry operator. So once you have so many data entry operators, the probability of them committing data entry errors also increases exponentially. So that is what veracity of big data. I also have 2 examples of where big data has been used in real life scenarios. I would not like to dwell too much on the examples because we've already discussed real life examples which our panelists have used in their line of work. But if you want, you can probably Google them. Google SAP, how SAP became the 12th man of the German football team. Germany won the Football World Cup in 2014. SAP is an analytics firm based out of Munich, I think, and they helped Germany win the World Cup. So any of you interested, you can probably Google it. And the other one is how LAPD is actually using predictive policing to predict crimes before they even happen, using big data to predict crimes before they even occur. Sort of like a sci-fi movie. So yeah. So what are the, sorry? Minority Report, exactly. Yeah. I couldn't grasp the name of the movie. Anyhow, what are the challenges of using big data? As of course, the challenges are nothing but the characteristics of big data, the 5 V's: the volume, the veracity, the velocity. So, without me dwelling too much into it, what are the basic techniques that are used for big data analysis? See, big data analysis actually comprises of 2 activities: data storage and data processing. Data storage is a very important aspect because big data, as the term says, volume is extremely large, it's copious, so you need to have multitude of servers storing that data, and not just storing the data, you should have instant access to that data. There's no point in storing this big amount of data if you don't have any access to it. So this is where all these softwares come into picture. The elephant there stands for Hadoop, Apache Hadoop. How many of you have heard of Hadoop here? Quite a lot. So yeah, Hadoop is actually just like R. It's an open source software. It's actually a multitude of servers which stores data, and at the same time, it's able to access any data that you want. At the same time, there's another software called Mahout. Any of you have also heard of Mahout? I'm sure the people who have heard of Hadoop have heard of Mahout as well. Well, Mahout is based on 2 concepts. It's based on clusterization and machine learning. It helps Hadoop perform its activity even more efficiently. So if you look at the logo, there's a tiny little guy on top of an elephant. That elephant is actually Hadoop, and the guy sitting on top of the elephant is Mahout. Why I just made that up, I don't know what that means. So anyhow, and the other software is of course R, which somebody uses quite extensively. So yes, and once again, used in development sector in future. Big data has been used a lot in commercial sector, but its used in development sector is still in a very nascent stage. We are exploring opportunities where we can use big data to help make proper policy decisions. Global Pulse is a UN initiative. Global Pulse has actually defined source of, there being 4 primary sources of data. Data exhaust, whatever data we collect, all kinds of primary data fall into this category. Online information, information filled by individuals. For instance, you filling your own information on Facebook, that's another source of data. Physical sensors, satellites, cameras, taking your pictures. And citizen reporting, people themselves going to the government and reporting their data. So, yeah. So the basic, what I actually wanted to present was how Sambodhi falls into this picture. To give you an overarching view, we have actually started creating, we plan to create a data hub which will solve one of the issues of big data analytics. Like I said, big data analytics comprises of 2 activities, data storage and data processing. So the way to handle data storage is that we want to create a big data hub where we can use the advantages of cloud servers to store data. Data that can be this data will actually be data that is generated through social media using sentimental analysis, as Mr. Bhanot was saying, reading tweets, text mining of data, seeing what people's attitude are towards a particular issue or a particular problem. And big data is of course already available. We all have access to census data. Census data is one of the primary forms of big data. And we also are working on building a customized application which will enable us to analyze this big data which is stored in the data hub. This customized application we also intend to make it a open source application which people will have access to. It will be user friendly. It will generate data in a very visually appealing manner, a manner in which is easy to comprehend. At the same time, like for instance, to quote an example, as Dr. Sandeep was showing certain examples of a dashboard, this is exactly how our customized application would look like. It would look like a dashboard. You'll enter your keywords and you'll get the information from various sources. Yeah, so the sectors that we're working on with regards to big data, we are working in clean energy, financial inclusion, water, sanitation, and hygiene. These are the 3 sectors which have seen a lot of action in the last 5-10 years. And these are the 3 sectors which have tremendous potential for big data analysis. And we intend to use social media, information generated through social media, through traditionally secondary data like census, and through GIS, using GIS technology as well. GIS technology can actually be used to complement the data that you generate through sentimental analysis. Like for instance, if I can generate a data. If I have access to my user customized application, I can use that application to generate data and complement it with GIS maps to give you a good idea of what is the trend that is being witnessed. And of course, building knowledge base on big data. One of the primary mandates of Sambodhi is actually practicing new technology and at the same time promoting that new technology. We promote that new technology through various customized trainings. We already offer trainings in a lot of fields. We are starting our training courses in advanced analysis using R and SAS. And we also intend to start a course on big data analysis using R and Hadoop. We also intend to come up with a practitioner's manual on how to use big data in the development sector. These are all in the pipeline. And at the same time, we intend to hold a workshop of somewhat of this kind sometime in the near future, a practitioner's workshop, so to speak, on big data analysis. Thank you.